Hello everyone. Hello, how you doing? Let's get started. Um, let's get started. All right, guys. Today we are focusing on lean, and we'll get started. We're watching a video on the other thing, so we're gonna do that. And as we travel this thing, and we are getting together, we're gonna make this a daily thing that we're gonna do this every day 12 o'clock, and we're focusing on this change system, the system that will be able to change your life forever and be able to make you live better, make you have better business and everything. So we're going to do this together every day. We're going to go through the process of what change system is and what the lean system is. And we're going to focus on getting better with our life, not just our health, but our wealth. Anybody who has a business, we'll be working with your business and everything. We're going to bring back life. We're going to bounce back. No matter what you're doing, no matter what you went through, no matter how low you went, you can get back up. Never give up. Come on, guys. Yes, yes. All right. So I'm David Witherspoon, the creator and founder of the Ultimate Lean Academy, where we bring health, wealth, and happiness at its highest. Today, we're going to focus on this system that I have. I'm going to give you a brief history of me. I'm actually David Witherspoon. I'm 54 years old. Well, I'll be 54 in 5 days. I have a lovely daughter, two daughters, and a lovely wife. I'm actually, I have my MBA. I have 3 years with my DBA. I've started a business that's called Silver Spoon Event Center, and I also have property management. Also, I do a lot of things with the community. I'm also a real estate agent. I'm also a real estate investor. I also do property management. I also I'm also a personal trainer and also a nutritionist. So I do a lot of stuff, and I was able to accomplish all of these things after I was 30 years old. So a lot of the stuff that I have, I didn't have it when I was 30 years old. And then after I started using this system, this change system, this lean system, I was able to achieve the things that I wanted to achieve. So what I'm telling you about now is I need you to join and just understand this concept of what this lean system is doing and how it changed my life. I came straight from Southside. I really was doing the same thing everybody else did. I just really wanted to change. I didn't want to go through this again. I didn't want to go through the same thing that everybody went through in their neighborhood, going to jail and getting locked up or dying. So I had a history of my life when I, from 0 to 18, I lived on Southside, one of the worst areas in South Carolina, and we did a lot. And after I realized that that wasn't a world for me, that I didn't want to go there, I really decided to make a change. So this change agent, this change system that I'm talking about will be able to change your life. If you want to be on here and really you have anything, any problems that you're having, if you're having any health problems, if you're having any wealth problems, if you're having any problems with getting your career together, if you have any relationship problems, this system, this system will be for you. So come on and join the system. I'm gonna do this every day so you can learn the steps of the system. I have a community class, a community group that we'll join, and I have a free ebook. This is an ebook that will teach you step by step of how this change system works. I want to talk to you about, okay, what is this change system and where it came from and how we able to use it. This change system came when I started working at Eaton. And I worked at Eaton. It was a manufacturing company. We made circuit breakers. We made panel boards, the electrical panels in your house. We made those for commercials and house. So back in 95, 96, they introduced something that's called Lean Six Sigma. And Lean Six Sigma was a process that really got everything going. That's where Toyota came and really started, getting things together, and they started using these system that was making better cars, but much more efficient. So that's when in 95, they were like, hey, David, you work at Eaton. I want you to start learning the lean system. And I was like, this is something new. So from that point on, I started studying this lean system. And this lean system had 8 tools. And the only thing the lean system was about continuous improvement. It's about continuous improvement and continuous improve your company, continuous improve anything that you put your mind to. So we were able to, I went to China, Brazil, different places to learn the system. And I went around the world to teach all companies, a lot of companies, this system. I did this for about 20 years. And what we would do is just come in and learn the system, learn how to change, and then use these tools to help us change. So after I did that for 20 years, I decided to say, hold up, if I can do this for companies and change companies and make them billions and trillions of dollars, why can't I do this to individual here? And if they have small businesses, if y'all have small business, we can use these tools to double our profit. These tools are so amazing where everybody is using it. Amazon, Walmart, all these companies are using it, and they're always getting better. These are franchises that using these tools, and it's very hard for small companies to get them because it costs so much to learn this lean system. That I was making over 6 figures, and I was traveling the world. It costs a lot of money, but I realized that small companies don't need all these tools. So what I did was broke it down and was able to use 3 to 4 tools out of the system so we can profit. So the things that we're going to do is going to go through each step of how to do this change system. You need to really, if you're looking for a change, it's not going to happen overnight, guys. It's not going to happen overnight. But if you're looking for a change, what it does take is for you to start today. If you can start now and you'll be able to utilize these tools and you'll be able to make life much better for you. You'll make your business much better for you. And and yes, I'll go to Africa, I'll go to different places, but I'm just telling you, these tools, man, I'm telling you, we've been using these tools 20, 30 years, and I've been really achieving things by just using these tools. So what we're gonna do is go through step by step of what the tools. Yes, on Monday we're gonna go. We did the introduction of what is lean. Today we're gonna focus on what is the first step you need to do when you start your business and when you really want to use these lean tools. I introduced just having some difficult. All right, so we got it. All right, so what are the first step that we need to do when we get this lean system? The first step is S, setting your goals. We have an acronym that is called SAFE. You're going to use the SAFE acronym to make it. Okay, so S, SAFE is number one. Set your goal. Okay, you're going to have to set your goal. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to double your profit? What are you trying to do? And with this system, you're going to use a system called value stream mapping. When you set your goal, it's called value stream mapping, VSM. So when you start using value stream mapping, I'll walk you through step by step of what value stream mapping is and how do you use it and what you can do to make your company better. So what is value stream mapping? Value stream mapping is really just you mapping your process, you mapping what you do, and you map it, and then you set current goals, or this is your current state, and then you set a future state. And between that is action items to get you there. So that's all you're doing. You're using where you at now, where you trying to get to. And then we'll create action items to create that bridge to get you on that other side. So the first step of your company is, what are your goals? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? So here goes. Well, I want to show you what the value stream mapping is, and how we using it, and how companies use it. So you'll see VSM, VSM current state, VSM current state. Let's see how I can flip this. So this is VSM. Okay. So VSM is really for companies that really want to get better. Okay. Want to get better. Okay. So what's your goal is? So when we start setting our goal, we're going to have to really know what goals are. Our main thing about goals is we need to hit primary goals, not secondary goals. I know we've heard of SMART goals. We've heard of that before. But the main important about lean is primary goals. What are the goals that you can control? Not about SMART goals. It's about what control you have over these goals. You can make SMART goals, but if you don't have no control over it, it can be smart all it wanted. You can't move it. Okay, so you can make specific, measurable, attainable, relative, and time-based goals. But if you don't focus on what is primary goals, like what are goals that you can touch, that you can impact, because we'll set goals and make smart goals and say, I want my kids to make it to college. Well, sometimes if that's not what your kids want, then they may not go to college and you'll blame it on you. But what we need to do is make primary goals, things that we can control, at least 80% of it. If you don't have 80% control over it, I don't want you to put it in your business goals because you don't have control over it. So these goals are set by primary goals for your company. So when the first step that you're going to do, you need to start setting your goals. And also, when you set goals, you need to stretch your goals. Sometimes we be like, I just want to make $100,000, and then we be like, okay, you can do that by yourself. Why not? Let's set our goals and stretch it. Let's make $1 million. Let's make $1 million. Let's do things that we can do, that we can create and make these value stream map hit your goals. Okay, so your goal is to hit stretch goals. So I want you to double your goals. I want you to, wherever your goals is, I want you to double it. Okay, I want you to make sure that you're doubling what you even set for. And I want to recommend like two books that I want you to read. I know a lot of people have read these books, but if you have not read these books, I'm gonna give you two books that you should be reading before you start businesses, anything. And if you're in the business, I want you to read these two books. And a lot of people heard of them. I'm just going to the basic, but I want you to do the first one. This is called Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich. This book is very, very good. It's a book that I really love. It's really a book that we can do a lot with. And it teaches you how to think rich, how to not just set goals just for you, but you set smart goals. You set goals that are very attainable. You set goals that you can do and be able to um, hit them. All right. So these are Think and Grow Rich. So I want you to get this book. The next book I want you to get and read, if you're in management or in any field of business, is I want you to get a book that's called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. If you get these two books, then you'll be on your way to really focus on how you can really do this and really make it, guys. Because this book right here will teach you how to really think effectively, okay, and what people think. So we, as where we at, we have to really start getting books that are taking us to the next level. So this book would teach us how to think and grow rich. This would teach us to set higher goals than what we do. We're gonna be thinking rich. We ain't thinking just to be making it. We want to get rich. Who all on here want to get rich? Who all on here want to make money? Who all want to make millions? Who all want to make billions? If you're that person, then we need to get these books right here so we can think it. How you gonna get it first if you don't think it first? You're never gonna make it. You're never gonna manifest it unless you think it. Okay? And you have to grow it. So some people are thinking and think it's gonna come tomorrow, but no, you have to think it and then you have to grow it. Okay? So you have to know what to do. You have to know how to water your flowers. You have to know what to do. You have to think and grow rich, meaning that you have to set goals that is carrying you to that level. Okay, so that's one book because we have a mindset that we're always going to just think of things that we can do. Okay, but we have to think extraordinary. We have to think that we're having a superpower and we can do this by outside of this universe. Okay, so I need you to really, when you set your goal, I want you to add another zero to your goals. If you want to make 100,000, add another zero to that. That's a million. If you want to make a million, add another zero to that, and that'll be 10 million. Okay, so I want you to start adding zeros, and I want you to start just making sure that you're extending your goals, that it takes outside of yourself to do it, because once you set your goals to that, it won't be only you doing it, it will be other people that when you manifest, it will be people to come to help you hit your goal. Because they'll say, oh, when the universe say you want to make $1 billion, the universe know you can't do it by yourself. So the universe is going to send people your way or send deals your way to get that $1 billion. Okay, and you have to nurture, you have to grow it, because now you have to be around people who have that money or have that business that you're looking for. So you have to start changing your scenery, and this is what it's all about, being about change. So I'm going to teach you about how to change. Okay, so don't worry about how we're going to change. I just want you to know that that's the goal. That's your number one thing, is to change. That's the hardest thing people have. They don't know how to change. That's a hard thing to do. That's a hard thing to do with our weight. We don't know how to change our weight. We don't know how to change our diet. We don't know how to change our jobs. We work a 9 to 5. That's all good. That's making you maintaining your career. That's maintaining you. But if you want to make $1 million, if you want to be a billionaire, you're going to have to get off that 9 to 5 and change into entrepreneurship or some type of investment or some business that you're not working per hour. The hour thing, if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, you're trying to make money, that hourly rate is not going to kick it, not by itself. Okay, so you're going to need extra stuff. And that's where Think and Grow Rich is going to teach you. If you want to do it, then I don't care what you're doing, you're going to have to think and grow rich by rich people. They're talking about this book. And then this book right here is talking about effective people who are making $1 million, all people around the world. What this book is, Steve Covey did was he went around at highly effective people who's making $1 billion, $1 million, and really doing great. And what he did was he interviewed hundreds and hundreds of billionaires, millionaires, just everybody around the world. And what he found out, there was 7 highly effective habits that all these rich people or these highly effective people had. It was 7 habits that they had that all of them really had. And what he did was put these 7 habits in these books, letting you know if you really trying to be effective, if you really trying to grow, if you really trying to make money, if you really trying to do stuff, then you need to read this book and learn how highly effective people are doing this. Okay? This is by Steve Covey and Highly Effective People. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This thing has so many stuff in this book that it will teach you how to think, how to set your goals, and what you should be doing to have your goals set. Okay? So when we set in our goals, the power of goals, the power of goals. You don't know the power of setting your goals. Your power of setting goals, your goals is like your attention. Like this is what you're looking to do. Like this is where you're going. Your goal is your destination. This is your where you want to go. This change system I have is called like a GPS. So once you set your goal and where you say you want to make it, if you want to make $1 million, my system is like a GPS. It will calculate where your destination is, and it will take you there. It will give you the direction. It will take you there. So you will have step by step of how to hit your goals. Okay, so we're gonna do this every day, guys. I'm just giving you the brief information of how this thing gonna work. I got a community where we're gonna start learning stuff, where we all joining together, and we all gonna get in a group, a community where we're gonna learn this together. Okay, so we taking this thing slow. If you think you're gonna try to make $1 million or make a difference, you're gonna have to take your time and you're gonna have to start studying and you're gonna have to learn how to think like effective people, and you're gonna have to learn and grow and think rich. Who's looking to be rich? Who's looking to hit their goals? Give me a hand signal. Give me somebody who's saying something, guys. Just let me know. So we're going to take this thing to the next step. So I believe in manifestation. I believe in meditating. I believe in that's the first step. When I say think, that means you have to think first. That means you have to come here. That means you have to have a vision. So let me show you this. Let's read vision. Vision without action is a daydream. Action without vision is a nightmare. So you need both of them, guys. You need the yin and the yang, yin and the yang. So you need your vision and you need to have action. Okay? You need to have your vision and your action. So both of them work hand in hand. Okay? So we're going to have to start creating visions for your goal. So what's your vision of your goal? You need to, before you write it down, I need for you to visualize it. And once you visualize your goal, then I need you to write them down. So I have a vision board here that when you join our group, I'll give you a vision board. And this is a vision board, not the regular vision board that you would think. This is a vision board of showing you what are your goals in each category. So I got a vision board here that give you 10 action items that you're going to do to improve your health, wealth here. You got 10 things that how you want to do is improve your wealth and then health. So we got this here, guys. So this is a vision board where when you join my group, our community page, you'll start getting this vision board. And what it's going to do is dealing with all aspect of your life, not just your business, but you have to get everything right. You have to, and if you're focusing on wealth, what are the 10 things you want to do that can improve your wealth? What are the 10 things you do or want in your health? What are your goals? What are your goals in your wealth? Or you want to make $1 million? That's one. Do you want to start a business? That two. Did you want to double your business? That's three. Did you want to get a real estate investment? That's four. So you have 10 action things that you put here for your wealth. How you're going to make money? What do you want to do? And what you're going to do with it? So these are 6 different categories. I would want you to pick one. Okay. So if you on here, I need you to pick one. So if you on here for your business, then and wealth, that's good. If some people on here for their health, that's good too, because you can use these tools. But I want you to pick one. Never try to do both of them at the same time. So if you on here and you want to use this lean change system tool, you pick one. So if you want to start off with just your lean tools and you just want to say, I want to work on my wealth, I want to work on my business. Okay, so we'll start there and work on your business. Okay. And once you work on your business, we can start there. So step one is saying, I wanna just get wealthy. I want to make more money. I want to make better decisions. Okay, so once you make that decision, we're going to be able to get you in everything that you can do. Okay, so once you make that decision, we're going to be able to get you there by using these tools. When you set your goal using a value stream mapping, you will be able to set your goals and be able to do that. The S is set your goals. A is accountability. This team will have accountability team that will get you there. F is for finish and E is for enjoy. So each one has a tool. So the different tools that we will have for lean is value stream mapping. Write that down, VSM. Number 2 is 5S. That's 5 and a S. And the third one is standardized work. So those 3 tools will take us to hit our goals and be able to make us be where we want to hit. So who's all on here? What are some questions that y'all have? It's very hard for me to see different things. Share your live and make sure everybody is just share this so we can kind of do step by step. We just started yesterday, Monday, and we going on forward. We going forward. Okay, so once we get this thing together, we're gonna learn how to set our goals and be able to do things. So, as I told you, change. It's all about leading change. Change is everything we need to do. Once we learn how to change, we'll be able to do anything. Change is a very hard thing to do. It's very hard to change. That's the main thing, because we just don't know. And so what we'll do, we're a creature of habits. So once we don't like changing, we'll stay into where we at. Okay. So what this system is doing is teaching us to love to change. We're afraid to change, but once I got into this lean system, I welcome change. I welcome change because change is everything. You have to change everything. You have to change, like we changed from a child, from being a baby to a child to adolescent to teenager to adults to older adults. We had to change. Sometimes, people don't want to change. The worst thing I've heard a person say, and when I was young and I was in the hood, I always said, man, I'm gonna be the same. I ain't never changing. I'm David. I ain't changing. Who I am. I think that was the worst thing we could have said to ourselves. That we ain't changing for nobody. And I think we took that too much, and then we end up staying who we are. And we end up not changing for real, and we end up staying where we are. We end up staying poor. We end up staying unhealthy. We end up staying um, in a relationship that we didn't want to be in. So it was just a mess. So I realized if I wasn't going to change, that means I was going to stay in the hood, continue going to jail, continue getting, um, just everything that's happening in the hood. I didn't see where that was benefiting me. Now, the goal of lean and the change system is for you to change for the better. Okay, so that's what we're here for. We changing for the better. If you're on here and you're trying to improve your business, you're in try to improve anything that is is valuable to you, then that's the goal. You need to change. Okay, so changing is everything. All right, so what we want to do um, is be able to change for just not yourself, but for everybody that's part of your life. What I'm doing is I have if you can set up a 30-minute consultation, my website um, is on the page. Um, my website is, I'm gonna put my website and y'all can go to the website and look at my um, program. I'm just introducing, I'm just showing you, what else we can do. I'm gonna be on here every day, so don't worry about, um, you know, what is going on, what is next, what else can we do. Um, but all I have, what's up? Um, all I have is all I have is really just information for you. I've studied this for 20 something years, as I told you, and this lean system will get you to step A to B quick. Um, I have this program right here that I have this booklet where when you join the class, I have a ebook, and this ebook is going to be called Empowering Business Excellence Through Lean Methodology. I'll read it for you. Empowering Businesses Excellence Through Lean Methodologies. So when you go through this, you're going to see that it's very step by step of showing you how to take your business, how to get customer service, how to do profit. Because with lean, it's only two things that's important to businesses. Only two things. And what we're going to do is create value to our business. So when you get these two things, and then now I want you to just create value. But the two things that a business only focus on is profit and customer service. Okay, profit and customer service. And when you deal with profit, profit is profit is revenue minus expenses. So what lean does is to improve the profit. A lot of people try to improve their profit by just making more money, and looking for more sales. Well, lean does the opposite. It's not looking to try to work harder. It's not looking to try to work faster and just kill yourself. Lean is about being more efficient. Lean is about getting rid of the waste that you already have in your system, getting rid of the waste that you already have in your life. You're trying to pile things up and do extra when you already doing more with waste. Like you're doing a lot of stuff in your life today and it's waste. Instead of adding more to your plate, what lean does is eliminate all the waste that you're doing. Then when you add, you'll find out you're working even smarter or not as much. You can make double the money and work half as hard by using this lean system. I don't want to double my money and double my work. I want to double my money and cut my work time in half. Why not do both? Why not do both? Why not learn how to do both? So this lean system It's going to teach you how to be more efficient, how to be more able to do your thing and all that. So when I went to companies, I realized, and we realized that every company that we went to, they have 80 to 90% waste. I'm talking about manufacturing companies, I'm talking about everything. They have 80 to 90% waste. What is waste? Waste is what the customer did not pay for. Okay? Waste is anything the customer is not willing to pay for. So waste is waiting. Waste is moving. Waste is putting stuff and putting stuff on it where the customer didn't even pay for it. Cut waste is doing it over again. So what Lean does is look at your process and make sure you streamline it and make sure it's really as less waste as possible. Then you'll get savings. Okay, so you'll reduce your expenses. Okay, so it's trying to teach you how to reduce what you're spending, because profit is revenue. You can make two ways how you can improve your profit is improve your revenue by making more products, or working harder, or making more money. You can do it by improving that, or you can reduce your expenses, and then now your profit margin is much higher. So you can make the same amount of revenue and double your profit by just reducing your waste, reducing your expenses. Let's say, for instance, if I made $100,000, and if I spend $80,000, I made a profit of $20,000. Okay, and I made a profit of $20,000. What people would do would say, okay, I made 100,000. Let me work harder and make 120,000, and still have expenses at 80. So you made a $40,000 profit. Okay, what if you did 100,000 still, and you reduce your expenses from 80,000 to 60,000, and guess what the profit is? It's still 40,000. Okay, so what you'll do, the same way how you move this up, you'll make the same difference if you bring this down. So the goal of it is work on projects that's going to bring this up, and then you work on projects that are going to bring this down. If you see this do like this, your profit margin is growing and growing and growing. Some people and companies, what the companies really did was when they make more money, the expenses went up with it. So the $20,000 profit from 100 to 80, usually when they make 120, the expenses at 100. So the profit is still 20. So you can make 200,000 and kill yourself to make 200,000. But if your expenses still 180,000, guess what your profit is? Still 20,000. So the goal of Lean and the goal of this is bringing that expense down so your profit margin can raise up and you can make a better profit margin. So stop focusing all on making more deals and stop focusing on working harder. The goal is, how can you save? How can you save? What can you do to save? What are some things you can do to reduce your expenses? Because I know a lot of people, they have their business and they have their life and they don't have really separate accounts, but they just live, they're small business, so they kind of mingle their money, they kind of whatever they're spending in their personal life and business is kind of mixed. But guess what? You become your business. So anything you're spending, that's your expenses. I know a lot of people make 100,000, but then they mix their personal life with that business and they spend 100,000, and now they're both at a zero profit margin. So you didn't even make no money working that hard because you spend so much. You spend on your hair, you spend on your nails, you spend on your eyelashes, you spend on cars, you spend on boats. I mean, I'm getting with men and women where we're spending so much money. Is it valuable? Is it valuable? So we got to learn lean, and the change system will teach you how to value everything that you're doing. Is this worth it? Could we cut back on certain things? Could we find deals? Could we find ways to do something different? Can we do our own hair? One thing my wife, we learning to do, I cut my own hair. I know a lot of people like, well, I say, man, it's almost 80% bald. Why can't I just cut my own hair? That's $40. Haircuts now are $40 and $50. If you try to do that every week, that's $200 just on your haircut. Guess what I did? I was able to save $200 by just cutting my own hair. That's a lean too. That's showing you eliminated waste. And what you do with lean, you're going to show every step. You're going to look for every waste it is. You're going to look through the process. The value stream map will let you value stream, meaning look at your process and look at any way where you can eliminate waste from. If it's waste in your system, if it's waste that you're doing, eliminate it. Eliminate it, because that's messing up your profit. My wife do her own hair. She got to pay for the hair, but she don't have to pay for nobody to do it. Don't you know people get their hair done almost every week or 2 weeks, especially if we're going to go to the women's side. I only pay $40 for my haircut, so I save $200 from that, or $50 a haircut. So I save $200. But if you're talking about a woman, man, sometimes your hair be $200, $250 to get it braided and all that stuff, to do it, or get it washed and all that stuff. Sometimes you're spending $300. Every time you get your nails done, those are expenses. How can we bring them down? Okay, so that's going to be our goal. So you're going to realize that everything you do should be calculated. So when you do this value stream mapping, it's going to look at your whole process of your business, and it's going to eliminate waste out of your business. A lot of us running business not knowing business etiquette, not knowing that just because you made a lot of money, that don't mean nothing. That's why a lot of small companies, they fail after 3 to 5 years, because they did not look at their expenses. They allow the expenses to go out of hand. So you'll be seeing companies, man, you see, they made a lot of money. You'll hear them say, man, this company made a lot of money, man. They're making a lot of money. Then you'll find out next year they go bankrupt. Yeah, they made a lot of money, but guess what? They spend a lot of money. They spend more money than they make. That's not a business. A lot of people got into this entrepreneurship, thinking they can just make a lot of money. You have to be smart with this. This is not for anybody. You have to learn how to make strategic decisions on how to make your business profitable. Okay. And every year, every 6 months, your business should be profiting more. 5 years, you should not be still making the same profit. You should be expanding that profit so you can make more money, so you can invest. Okay, so one of the things that this thing does is we help you get rid of the waste. The one thing I like about this tool, it's going to help you get rid of the stuff that you don't see. I would go to these companies and they were like, oh, I'm doing great. I would go to Brazil, different places. They think they're doing great. I look at their revenue and P&L and profit and loss sheet, and they're negative. I'm talking about they're negative. But if you talk to each person the supervisor, you talk to plant manager, you talk to all of them. They think they're doing great. We working hard. We doing a lot of work. We doing overtime. We just getting stuff out. They don't realize that working overtime is killing you. They don't realize that when you hire 10 and when we do this thing, guys, we're gonna tomorrow. I'm gonna talk about different things. So S is for save. So today we talk about setting your goals. What are tools you're gonna use for value stream mapping with that? And we're gonna go step by step. The next one after S is A. A is accountability. This is accountability. This is just team right here. This is just community that we're gonna join here. So if you go to my Ultimate Lean Academy page, you'll find out that we are doing a lot of stuff that you'll see that we're focusing mainly on businesses. We're focusing on health, also in your personal life. So it's three different things you can do that you can focus on. Okay, so you can, but I want you to focus on one. Okay, so get away from all of that. You're going to focus on one, and it's going to be either health, wealth, or your personal. Okay, once you choose one, then you get into the community, and then you'll get a free ebook of how to do step by step of how to get your business profitable, or get your life profitable, or eliminating the waste of how much food you're eating, that we're eating and we're spending so much food on food that we're getting ourselves sick. I never heard that we're buying stuff to get us sick. We buying so much stuff and we're getting ourselves sick healthy. So I eliminated a meal out of my day. I'm saving, guys. I eliminated breakfast. I don't buy breakfast anymore. So if you add that up, that's, let's say, $15 a breakfast, or let's say with the drink and all that stuff, taxes. Let's say $10. We go $10. 10 times 365 days. That's, I save almost $3,560 in a year just by getting rid of breakfast. I almost save $4,000, and I'm helping myself. I'm being more healthy by doing this. I'm doing intermediate fasting. So when you do this thing wholeheartedly, you'll find out that you're saving money and saving your business, and you're making a better profit by even getting healthy, by taking care of yourself, by doing positive things, by improving. You'll find out that you'll make a better profit. Okay, people say it's it's hard to eat healthy. I don't believe that. How is it hard to eat healthy, or how is it much more expensive eating healthy when I'm eating less? Okay, they've been getting you to eat 4 and 5 times a day, but if I'm eating only one time a day and then eating nuts and grapes at night, how is that expensive? I went from spending 10, 15, and $20 each day, $10 for breakfast, probably 15 for lunch, and 20 for breakfast, dinner. That's 20, 15, that's 35, that's $45 a day that we were spending. To now, I only eat one time a day, and then I eat nuts and grapes at the house. So how is one time a day more expensive than 3 times a day? I don't get it. So we got to start being more strategic and learning that we're doing this wholeheartedly. I don't buy as much shirts and clothes as much. Right here, I'm this is my brand. I have a Silver Spoon Event Center in Sumter, South Carolina. People who don't know me, I have an event center in Sumter, South Carolina. We do weddings, reception, baby showers, different things. I host a lot of events. I host a lot of business events at my building where I'm teaching the Ultimate Lean Academy at my building. We do a whole lot of stuff. We do line dancing. So I have an outside door track that when you come to my building, people can walk around the building, and I even have a designated area for you to put your feet on the ground in the area. So I have a health, wealth, and happiness event center. Okay, it's all positive. So if you're not doing anything to benefit yourself, then this is not a place for you to go. So we utilize this building. So it's a Silver Spoon Event Center. It's one of the best event centers in Sumter, South Carolina. I would say in South Carolina. I'm gonna say in the United States. So we do different things. We got throne chairs. We got different things. This is a picture of me and my lovely wife here. My wife Cheryl. We created this about 6 years ago, guys. My wife do the decorating. We are able to. We bought a bank. We bought a bank, and we turned the bank into an event center. That's something that was able to change. Once I was able to go to plants and tear down their plants and knock it down and realign the plants, this became like easy. A lot of people like, how you gonna turn a bank into an event center? It got too much stuff in it. I was like, guys, I did this all the time with lean. You streamline the process. Sometimes people would have equipment over here and over here and over here, and it was waste. When you walking and doing all that and it's not in process, it's not in order, you would have the you would have plate you would have machines different places. And what I did with lean, when I would go in there with lean, I would streamline the process and make one here, two here, three here, four here, and make it go in order, and then exit. Why you got the exit? Why you got the beginning at the exit and then the end at the beginning? Then you got to go around and take it out of that area. I wanted to flow. I wanted to go in here and go through the process and go out. That's my process. That would be the process. The best process you can make is streamlining the process. That's what value streaming mapping meaning. You mapping out a process that is more efficient, that is not gonna cause waste. All that walking, all that looking for stuff is waste. So what I did with companies, I made sure they could find this stuff. It was easy to process. We would label stuff. We would do everything to eliminate waste. And that's what you should do with your company, with your business. Anything where you're seeing people waiting and looking and walking, try to eliminate it. Okay, try to eliminate all the extra stuff that we are doing that the customer is not paying for. Okay, so I streamlined their process and I was able to go to different companies and save them billions and millions of dollars just by creating my lean system. I help companies, each company has a lean person in there doing this. So what I'm saying, we as small business, we need to have a lean concept in these companies that we're running. Okay. So I'm teaching you this. You're not going